Yo, I just wanted to come on here and say real quick, yo, I built my business from absolutely nothing. When I tell you I built my business from nothing, I mean, I woke up one morning, I'll never forget it, on my son's mother's couch. We wasn't doing the best. It was the day after my daughter's birthday. I was down because I don't think I could even get her anything for her birthday, just finding my way through life. Just had another child. And I said, today is the day that I drastically changed my life. I woke up on the couch one morning and I said, today is the day that I drastically changed my life. And when I said that, I remember I remember how the blinds looked. I remember people saying, I never forget a moment in my life. I never forget it. And then they go into describing what they saw, how they felt. I never used to believe that. I used to thought it was scripted until I experienced it. And I went through a true metamorphosis within my own mind when I made that decision to drastically change my life in that moment. Didn't know how, didn't know when, didn't have an idea. But something told me intuitively, God spoke to me and said, self-share. So that's what I did. I woke up that morning. The sun was shining through the blinds slightly. I woke up, laid there for a second, and I said, today is the day. And I immediately woke up and I started self-sharing. Started self-sharing on more personal ideas, information, and solutions, and just my whole lifestyle, because I had been vegan for a while, on my social media platforms. I started self-sharing my meals, started self-sharing how I was taking the superfood sea moss, talking about sea moss, the benefits, the ocean plan, how it derives minerals from the rocks, from the coral reef. I started talking about what it was doing to my mind. I also was this was like 2019, 2020, I was just started growing my locks. So my hair was literally defying gravity. My hair was literally sticking straight up. I didn't care about anything what anybody thought. All I cared about is what I thought about myself and how I was gonna change how I was gonna change my reality and my life at that point. Started self-sharing, and I started realizing as I was self-sharing how valuable my life was and how intrigued people were by my lifestyle, by how I ate, the discipline that I implemented effortlessly. And I was showing how I would make my sea moss, where I got it from, what it was doing for me. Next thing I know, boom, I get a phone call. Bro, you got sea moss? We've been waiting for you. Man, you about to make a lot of money. What you mean? I need 12 jars. That's how I got into sea moss vending. That's what catapulted my business, was by simply self-sharing and understanding my value by way of my lifestyle. But the more I became, the more I achieved, and the more I achieved, the more I became. So the more work I put into myself and shared about it, the more I became an asset to people that were gravitating towards building their immune system, COVID, all this. They already was sliding into my lane by way of the shift of society, and trusting me by way of me living that lifestyle and showing glimpses of it years before COVID. Because I had been on this plant-based lifestyle and building up of my immunity and just my whole well-being before COVID even hit, years before that. So I had already built a trust with people just off of that, showing glimpses of it. So when I got real personable, when I got real in the depths to the core of who I was on a daily basis, and being vulnerable and really speaking from the heart and sharing myself, that's when my business catapulted. And I started from nothing, no business loan, no mentors, no entrepreneur friends, other than my son's mother was an entrepreneur, but she was more on the side of, I was more helping. I remember working 2-3 jobs just to help her support her business. But the whole time, subconsciously, I was soaking up entrepreneur game just from being around that entrepreneurial environment. So I was soaking it up, not even knowing I was going to be an entrepreneur. Right? So when my time came, I was leaping ahead. I started CMOS vending. People was intrigued by my lifestyle, self-sharing, started selling CMOS. I got a vendor. I got a bulk buyer. Then I had individual buyers. Then I had e-commerce popping. Had to start a landing page because so many people were coming to me because one of my greatest way of attracting money and making money was referrals. Social currency, word of mouth, and referrals. People were referring me because they were like, yo, now this dude is official. He been living it. You need to get your CMOS from him. From nothing, from my own brilliance and my own valuable lifestyle, I started a business that made me to between 30 and 35K in 1 year. That's what catapulted my business during the pandemic, during a time of calamity. So don't never let nobody tell you that you can't do something during a time of crisis. That's when God moves the greatest of people. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it just based off of, because you ain't got no money. You got something greater than money, way more valuable than money. That's you. Self-invest, invest in you. The more you invest in you and become, the more you can achieve.